Can you think of some down south songs again? Going down to the river, pray. Is that one? How does that go?
What's the name of that one? I was born by the river long, long time ago. Change gonna come. Nah. I was born by the river. I don't know the rest of it.
Were you really born by the river?
No. It's just a song.
Wow.
I wish I could sing it. I know a lot of Southern songs by the Jackson Southern Tears. Like oh man, there's so many good gospel songs out there. Remember that one I had you listen to? The one that make me cry all the time?
Yes.
And then the one about, did I ever tell you about the one about the little old man who wanted to sing in the choir? And the deacon wouldn't let him sing. They said his voice was cracking.
Oh.
All he wanted to do was sing in the choir, and he would come to church and ask the deacon could he sing in the choir. The deacon always told him, "You too old. You can't sing in the choir because your voice is cracking."
Wow.
So I just want to say this real quick, right?
That's okay.
But this song made me cry too when I hear it. So he told him he couldn't sing in the choir, and then he noticed the next Sunday that the little old man wasn't sitting in church. Oh, wow. But nobody said anything. So then the second Sunday came, and they noticed that the little old man still wasn't sitting in the church. And nobody really said anything. This is the song and it's singing. So the third Sunday, the deacon asked, have anybody seen the old man? And no one said anything, but all of a sudden, a voice started singing, and it was the old man singing down from heaven. See, I got chills right now just thinking about it. And what he was singing, he was like, he don't have to ask to sing in the choir. He said he sings in the choir up in heaven every day.
That's wonderful.
It was, this song is so beautiful, man. I wish I had it right now just to play it so y'all could hear it. You know, he said he don't have to ask to sing in the choir. He sings in the choir every day up in heaven, singing to God.
Wow. That is amazing.
Didn't you hear it? I played it for you.
I think you did.
It's by
I can't remember who or
the Williams Brothers.
Oh, I was listening to them the other day.
The Williams Brothers.
That's like the guy that wanted to go to church. I guess we're talking about churches right now. He wanted to go to church, and, you know, he was pretty shabbily dressed, and he was homeless. And he goes in, and you know, they asked him to leave. But as he was going in, there was another man just sitting on the steps of the church, and he goes in, and about a couple of minutes later, he comes out, and he sits right beside this guy sitting on the steps of the church, and he says, "I can't believe it." He says, "They kicked me out." He says, "They kicked me out." And the guy turned to him and said, "Don't feel bad either. My name is Jesus, and they kicked me out too." It's like, cool. And
now, you know that's a shame when they done got fireworks from God and they done kicked Jesus out the church.
Well, you know what it is? It's religion. They get into religion. I just said that to someone else this morning. We were talking about relationships or religion. And they get in, I am holy now because I came and gave my life to Christ, forgetting that it was him that hung on the cross and not them. Powerful, isn't it? Wow.
You know what else? While we just talking, I wanted to just touch bases on this too right here, which I have no understanding to it. It baffles me.
Okay.
Pastor appreciation.
Ooh.
First lady appreciation.
That's right.
First of all, since when did it become about the pastor and the first lady or the preacher or the deacon or whatever you want to call yourself? This thing is about Jesus.
That's right.
That's what it's about. It should be Jesus appreciation. You don't hear that.
No, you don't.
You don't hear Jesus appreciation. And then furthermore, when Jesus came, Jesus was the example. He washed the disciples' feet. They didn't wash his feet.
That's
so he showed you those in authority are supposed to be not less than, but you're not supposed to exalt yourself.
That's right.
You know, Jesus didn't exalt himself. He didn't sit up on a pedestal and exalt himself. Like I said, he washed the disciples' feet. Did he not?
That's true. That's
so
true.
That should show you that It's not about you.
No.
And he was the great one.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Pastor appreciation.
Whew, I know.
But not only that, why don't the pastors appreciate the flock?
That's true.
Why can't it be flock appreciation day or Sunday?
That's true.
Show your appreciation for the flock that comes to your church.
That's true.
Let them know that you appreciate them that's coming to your church. I don't want to get on this kick because, I really don't, but that's just been my experience. If God ever blesses me to be a man of God and to give the word, I tell you, it's
You
not
give the
going
word now,
it's not
okay.
going to be about me. I am nothing. I am nothing.
That's right.
I am nothing. I'm really not. I don't understand it. I mean, God says he bless you, so I'm not telling you not to take blessings, but don't make it about you because it's not about us.
That's exactly right.
It's not about us. If God has given you the gift to spread his word,
Yep.
make it about him. Don't make it about you, pastor, deacon.
A man messages me every day, calls me pastor. I don't like it.
See, you talking smack now. That's me.
I don't like it.
That's me. I do that. But now, it's all right to be called pastor. Just don't put yourself above anyone, and don't do that.
That's
Everyone is, she put people before herself.
Well,
So,
but in the Bible it's said that when Jesus, I don't know exactly where the scripture is, I'll have to go home and look it up, but when people were saying something to Jesus about how mighty how mighty Jesus was, he referred them to the Father. It's not even Jesus. He paid the penalty for us, and yet he still directed it to the Father. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
That's like someone coming to me, say Bam and I are out and we're painting some house or something, and someone comes in the house and they say, "Oh, Anne, you did such a wonderful job painting." Meanwhile, I was helping, but Bam was the painter. You see, and that's what it was like with Jesus. He said, everything, all the glory goes to my Father in heaven. All the glory. And it amazes me about Jesus too, because when he was on earth, he didn't go around saying, "I am Pastor so-and-so, I am, call me deacon," or "have a special day in my name," and all that. He didn't bring any glory to himself. It was all about others. And if we could only grasp a little piece of that, eh?
man, don't get me started, please.
I know, I won't. We're going to close in a minute. I just got to tell this last story, though. I remember being in a church in Niagara Falls. This was a few years back. And they came to me and they said, "We're having a Pastor Appreciation Day for the husband and wife, anyway, team. I don't know what they call it." And I said, "Oh, nice." And I'm thinking, well, I don't have a lot of money, but maybe I can crochet them a little blanket or something. And so they said, what we're doing is, he said, "What we're doing is we're collecting $100 from each person." $100 from each person because we want to give them a gift of $10,000.
No,
Oh my word. Isn't that sad? That's sad.
don't get me wrong now. I've read in the Bible where it talks about the Levites, who were the priestly men. They were the priestly. Now, God did say that they were supposed to take care of them. Now, they gave them certain parts of the meat of the animals that they slaughtered. Now, if I'm correct, I think they also provided housing for them. So God is saying that, do give and do take care, but don't glorify them.
That's true.
The pastors, the preachers,
So true.
whatever else people want to label themselves, deacons, bishops, the Pope, all these other names that they give themselves. Don't glorify man. We glorify God. God gets the glory, and his son, Jesus. Again, I'm not saying not to look out for them, because the Bible did say that they.
Yeah.
The holy Levites were the ones they were in charge of the holiness.
That's true.
So they did get taken care of. Like I said, they got certain cuts of the meats, and they provided housing for them and all that. But they didn't glorify him.
That's
They didn't
right.
glorify them over God.
But you know where it stems from? It's the people do that sometimes to people, but it's not even the people doing it, it's the person themselves. I am a bishop. I am. Well, there we go back to I again. I am this. I need to be honored. I need to, I want to go on a cruise. I want to do all this and that because I deserve it. And that's the danger. That's the danger, because when God calls you to do anything for him, it's only through the Holy Spirit working in your life that will accomplish anything in this earth. That's all. And if we're not right with God and we are not humble and dying
Humble
to
yourself.
self, dying to us, dying to our own desires, dying to all this stuff, it's like, it's just not going to work. We're doing it all in vain. It's terrible. It's a shame.
I agree.
Most people don't even see it, I don't think, because I think sin blinds them. They get into a certain area of ministry or whatever it is, and then they start to feel that they're doing pretty good. It's crazy. Well, we should go back to, what were you? Oh, I have to go and help in the basement or something.
She don't have to.
Yeah, I don't mind. Bye, everybody. Bye, Washington.
Hope I didn't offend anybody.
No, you didn't. If you tell the truth and they take it as an offense, that's their problem.
That's what it is. I'm gonna stop being afraid to talk about certain issues and certain things. Because God called you to tell the truth. Just like Jesus did when he ran up in that synagogue. And they was in there doing the money changing and selling all types of stuff. Yeah, he was a holy man, but he still went in there and did what he had to do.
That's
He
true.
went in there and shut that down.
That's true.
Shut it down. So I'm not going to be afraid to talk about certain things that are a dislike to God, because I feel like it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. God's word is what it is. His word is what it is. It's what he says it is.
That's right.
And I believe it wholeheartedly. Every word, every letter, every period, every comma, every T crossed, I believe all of it, because he's put it in my heart to believe it.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to start, if it's put on my mind to talk about it, and I'm not going to say preach because I'm not a preacher, but if it's put on my mind to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it.
Good.
I'm not going to try to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm not going to try to purposely hurt anyone, but I'm just going to give whatever word that God gives me to speak on. I'm going to say it.
Good.
And just like there's a lot of things that I did and who I was that I didn't like that people talked about me. Today it made me a different person. I'm a better person because somebody talked about what I was doing and it wasn't right. So with that, I love you with the love of God
I love you with the love of the Lord.
that he put in my heart.
I love you with the love of the Lord.
Okay?
Sounds good.
Now I'm going back to work. Working for the Lord. Do it as if you're doing it unto the Lord.
That's right. Bye again.
Okay, see y'all.